So, Shnerdcast episode 71. It's been a while.
Damn.
It's been a while since we've done one of these, but if you're just joining us here right now, before I even start this, check out the Shnerd Bites. We got a lot of content that we cover. These podcasts that we do are just us talking about certain subjects, and we kind of just freeball and just do whatever. But yeah, if you're new, check out the channel and look at some of the content, and then come back here and you know what's up.
Being little bitch.
But yeah, so Shnerdcast episode 71, and back here, finally
I know, in this dirty ass smelly
in the
house.
cult pad.
It's all falling apart, man. I love it. The reverse fortress of solitude, if you will. Not much solidarity there.
Hey, I always love coming out here. I always come listening to you.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's awesome.
We could be chilling in a fucking cardboard box, and I'd still be like, "Cheers, buddy." Fucking for real though.
Hell yeah. No, it's hella nice. It's been what, a couple months, right? Or a month?
A little over a month.
Yeah, a little over a
'cause
month.
Last time I came over here was like the first week of November, I think. So.
Yeah, so it's nice to kind of get back together and be able to talk shit to your face.
Bitch.
And go make me that chicken dip.
Give me a chicken sandwich. Right? Like that last time I was there, I was like, "Thank you for being here, bro." You're like, "Yep, in my own house."
I forgot about that. Yeah, dude, that's the best, dude. You're welcome for that. Because you could have just showed up, I could have been out and about.
So we do a lot of Shnerd Bites and all that stuff, but we never really talk about what we've been up to. But what you been up to, bro?
Dude, life, man. Just dealing with life. A lot of music stuff. I'm working on an album. Hella dope. My buddy in Canada just sent me a bunch of beats, so I've been working on that for fun.
Nice.
No rush on that. I'm just kind of
already making some new content, even though you just put out some new content.
Yeah, back in November? Or yeah, I think
you just recently too on the channel.
I just released new songs on my channel. Yeah, I released like 6 or 7, something like that. But some of them are remixes and shit, like the Mr. Rogers Neighborhood one. That one was dope. Mr. Rogers Hood. But yeah, other than that, the videos, my membership's on my YouTube, and then just chilling with the lady. You know how it is. How about you?
Just fucking dealing with all these holidays and family and all this stuff, and Christmas shopping, which has not been fun, but I am pretty much done. Pretty much done. So one of the things I want to talk about, and I feel like I bring this up every year since we started this podcast, was the Game Awards.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what won Game of the Year? I'll give you the list.
Give me a hint.
I'll give you a list of the top games,
do that, yeah.
or like the nominees.
Oh, nominees?
Yeah.
Yeah, do that. Thank you.
Resident Evil 8, Psychonauts 2, It Takes Two, Deathloop, Metroid Dread, and Ratchet and Clank. Out of those ones, what do you think won Game of the Year?
What was the top 4 again that you first named? Say it again.
So Resident Evil 8.
Okay, I got that one.
Psychonauts 2, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread.
Okay, Psychonauts
Deathloop.
2. That's my guess
Psychonauts.
for Game of the Year.
I would have said Resident Evil 8 if it was my.
That was my
if
second. That was my second runner-up, but I was gonna say. No.
If I didn't do the research to know who it was, I would have said Resident Evil 8. The one that won was It Takes Two.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't that for free right now on Game Pass too?
It is.
Yeah, I think I was gonna download it. I could see that.
Well, we gotta download it and play it.
I think I have it. I might, or I paused it.
I think it's actually one of those. I think it's actually one of those games you need like 2 people to play. I don't think you can play one player.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I haven't played it though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Play.
You can also play aliens and stuff. You know, get naked, get a little whiskey. But yeah, I don't know. That sounds like typical game studios. Because if there was anything on there that you wanted to win, I have one just like right off the rip that I would have wanted to win, so that we got more sequels from. What's one on there for you that you would have wanted to win?
I would have said Resident Evil 8 because
I would have said the Metroid game.
Yeah.
Because I would like to see more. I would like to see that evolve more. Because we've seen Resident Evil at 8 already.
I mean, obviously it's like fucking. I mean, same with Metroid, but
This one, it really brings me back. You know, it reminds.
They nailed it.
Yeah, and I haven't got to play it yet. Just I've watched a lot of stuff on it, and I'm like, damn, I really wanted to see more. So when you said that was an honorable nominee, I'm like, damn, that makes sense.
It was the best game that came out for Switch at
and
least
if
this
It
year.
Takes Two can win, then Metroid can easily win one in the future. I mean, Tomb Raider did at one point.
That's true.
Yeah, so
That's
like those
true.
kind of games still have like a window. The old school games coming back.
The one thing I hate though is when it comes to Game of the Year. So voting in general, Game of the Year is only 10%, and I've said this many times in older podcasts, but I like to bring this up every year because it's a very forgettable fact. The Game of the Year votes, 10% is only by fans. 90% goes to a select group of media and I guess what they call influencers.
Oh my God.
And it's 100. They select. This number is super random. I don't know why it's this number.
Dude, that is so
103 people from around the world, apparently, and those are like media influencers,
Dude,
all this stuff.
That is crazy.
And what would make
Why
sense?
wouldn't you just do it for free and have everybody in the world vote
So
and make it like that a spectacle?
So I don't know. When it comes to Game of the Year, I don't know why they don't have more fan votes.
Yeah.
But when it comes to other stuff like music composer, music, for music composer for
Yeah.
the game of for this game wins this, or like somebody who did the best graphics or the best multiplayer online game of the year, because they have those like little awards like that. That makes sense for the other, you know what I mean, like the other media and influencers and all that stuff. I know, right? It's supposed to be a crazy ass night
we're
tonight.
about to be Dorothy and all.
No, it's supposed to be like a super rainy night tonight.
Damn it, dude,
Yeah.
that fucking witch.
But yeah. So with those other like little things, you know what I mean, like best music in a single player game of the year, that makes more sense for the media and influencers.
Yeah,
but when
of
it comes to
course.
game of the year, I don't know if necessarily if 10% of the vote.
Should only be fans.
Yeah.
It should be more.
At least maybe like 30.
35. Yeah. You know what? I hate to say this. It should be about 90.
It should be the opposite, right?
It should be about
'Cause it's the
90
people who play the
because
games.
We're the ones who make that game available. Because if in reality, just imagine for a second if the way that companies ran their games and movies and music and what goes big and what doesn't, and they decide who gets the initial reviews and votes for Game of the Year, Movie of the Year, right? Stick with the subject, so we'll go with Game of the Year. That small number is responsible for that. But without that 10%, the game would never be Game of the Year because nobody would have bought it.
Well, let's be honest here.
It would have been given out for free to all those influencers.
Me and you always watch random games. Like, you know what I mean? Like you found like Instinct or the dinosaurs.
Oh, the one I sent you.
Yeah. So
Goddamn
I mean,
fine.
me, I know I've seen them too.
He came like in my face, covered, and did like a backflip and left.
What he doesn't know is I can cut this out.
And I'll strangle a fly.
But yeah, so me and you always are like sending each other random games that we stumble upon,
Yeah.
whether it's top AAA games or it's between indie games and stuff. And
You're
but
right.
let's be like, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Maybe you have heard something, but I'm not gonna speak for you. But for me, I haven't heard anybody talk about anything about It Takes Two. Have you?
Dude, no, because the only stuff that I've seen is the people you've already mentioned. You literally were like, this comes from a majority vote of this, that, and the other bloggers, influencers, yada, 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 right? And 10% is this number. No, dude. The only people that I see talking about it are YouTube influencers. And it's like, I don't ever see just random videos like...
I haven't even seen any of those, though. Like,
I've only seen the ones that are live. Well, I haven't seen them, but they pop up if you go to the gaming when you're live, when the game first came out.
oh, okay.
So that's, I don't mean like, I don't see it now.
Yeah.
I see Halo and Call of Duty now, and like, I'm surprised that Resident Evil didn't win that, actually, now that I think back on that. But,
I mean, I beat that whole game on like the hardest.
yeah, I wonder, it takes two, like... That game better be really good to get Game of the Year, because when I think of Game of the Years, I think of Game of the Year editions, and I'm always blown away by those.
Yeah.
I'm always like, that's why this game won. Like Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I mean, Tomb Raider was a good series too.
The newer ones were incredible. Me and you were both hooked on those.
Yeah.
When they were on Game Pass, that was such a good deal,
dude. Yeah, so that's just one of the things I wanted to bring up though with this though is just the way the way Game of the Year is voted. Like, it makes more sense to me at least where, for those other rewards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when it comes to the Game of the Year, it has to be more than 10%.
Yeah, for the fans, it has to be. Like
90% is just 103 people selected, and I'm not even sure if they're even like.
Bro, I'm being real. It should literally be 90% fans decided.
I don't even know if they're
or better yet, it should be 70% fans and 30% is compromised of influencers, vloggers, and yada yada yada.
Yeah, like YouTubers and all that stuff.
Yeah, because they have an unfair advantage. If they go, hey, everybody vote this way, 1 million of their fans are going to go, I'm voting that way.
Yeah.
So it's an
You're going to get a percentage
swing
of this amount or something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and I can't imagine that if a vlogger or an influencer has that dominance over it, it's kind of like, hey, by the way, I wrote an early review of this game. It's either going to go well or it isn't. You better make me happy.
Yeah.
Come on, Ubisoft, what are you going to send me?
I mean...
Come on, Unreal Engine.
It's one of those things where it's like...
Rockstar's already paid me for GTA 6.
it doesn't... what sucks, though, is games to point out, one of the first times I think I talked about it was when Kingdom Hearts first came out. It came out after the game of the year and all that stuff, so it wasn't really considered. And the year after that was Red Dead.
That makes sense.
They might have been the same year, actually.
I remember Red Dead was one of the Game of the Years.
It never got Game of the Year, I don't think so.
What?
No.
I thought they had a Game of the Year edition.
No, I don't.
What game am I thinking of that had that?
GTA 5.
Oh, it had to have been GTA 5, huh?
GTA 5 Game of the Edition year, Game of the Edition year, Game of the Edition year.
Yeah, they're in the remaster of the Game of the Year edition.
Yeah, no. So Red Dead came out, and it came out a little after. It came out late, but
so it didn't make it.
Yeah.
Okay, good call.
And same with Kingdom Hearts, 2019, and then with 2021 was Halo, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Which I'm sure they're not even trying. Obviously, if they're gonna release it
for free
after all that stuff happens.
December and everything. Yeah, they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, amazing game. But yeah, no, that's a little alarming to hear that number. I'll be honest, it's just not but it makes sense because isn't that how the music industry is? Isn't that how your favorite movie industries are? Where if you want to see a movie in general, it's you're only going to see the movies that they show you. Otherwise, you have to go out and find those independent movies, the diamond in the rough.
Exactly. But you're not always gonna have everybody agree to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure a majority of people are going to agree, but there's always going to be that person that's I didn't like Pulp Fiction, or I didn't like fucking any of the Marvel movies. You know what I mean?
The Marvel one is the best. Actually, I take it back. That's the best.
Yeah,
the Marvel one. You're gonna have people who like them, and then you're gonna have people who don't give a fuck about them.
Just because it's owned by Disney now, especially, so they're gonna just hate it just because it's
Disney,
know what it's which is we're guilty of that.
Yeah, and you're gonna have other people who just. They're not imaginative like that. They don't see that as interesting or realistic or why that. So then you're just gonna have practical people.
Yeah.
I'm just no, I don't watch that shit. But yeah, I see what you're saying there for sure.
I would think the majority of people, when a game is good, majority of people can agree this is a good.
Yeah, it's a good
fucking game.
Yeah, especially when it's. Yeah, if it's Yeah, dude, because gamers aren't. I like to say that gamers, there are very rare times with gamers where they only stick to one genre always. Gamers usually are I play a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
People who actually like gaming, they usually play a little bit of everything. And yeah, there's the one or two games they play all the time. But
there's a few games they branch out to.
Yeah, in between that they find gems of me, you, Will, Dan, Everybody. We're all examples of that. Like
we've all played the same game, but we we've all have
played that game too.
We all have you know what I mean, similar interests, but we all have a deeper interest in something different. But we all, you know what I mean, like the same thing.
Our branches do. We're definitely like trees in the fucking lot. And some of our branches connect, but there's a whole bunch that go out the other way. Games,
bro.
We definitely have like those similarities, but gamers are, for the most part, similar that way. Where like very rarely do you get that one person that goes, "No, I'm just obsessed with this one game. It's all I've played for 20 years." Like, just doesn't make sense. But you do get people. But you do get people like that where it's like, I only ever play Rocket League, or I only ever play WoW, and
those are the people who are probably professionals at that, because they literally are like, this is the only game I play.
I'm about to win this tournament for $20. I've been playing for 5 weeks. I don't know. I definitely agree. But you would think that would play in favor of the fucking game awards,
right?
Where the people are the diehard fans and they're like, this game's gonna win. I don't know.
Well, since we're talking about games of the year, like great games, let's talk about the game that we played that seems like nobody hardly ever played or is even talking about, is Halo Infinity. On Zeta Halo.
Dude. Good one.
So,
yeah,
I guess it's before we talk about the story or anything, let's talk about the gameplay. How do you feel about the gameplay? Because I was in love with it.
Okay, so I'll say this. If you're one of the people like me and this man here who understand that this game was meant to be played entirely with the grappling hook, this game's mechanics are amazing. Because, remember that video I sent you a couple days ago where
how could I forget?
He was using... So, I'll explain this. So, before this... Apparently now this is like a popular thing. Oh, sorry, dude. Nowadays, now in the last day or so, it's become more popular. I've seen a lot of people posting about it. But one of the first videos I seen, this guy discovered... This is probably maybe even... Today's what, Wednesday? It might have even been last week when I sent it to you.
As of this recording.
And, which is, again, probably going to come out a week, kind of, But anyways, everybody knows. They get it. We're fuck-ups. So this dude, he what he does is he bazookas a warhog, and then uses his grappling hook, and it slings him, and he's able to traverse the entire map. Like the entire map in one go.
And precisely land where he wanted to land.
Yeah, by using another hammer.
Yeah.
And that is pissing a lot of people off. And I don't understand. Like, one guy was like, look, this is what Halo's become. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? Don't you guys remember when this kind of shit was the most amazing thing ever? And I'll give you a perfect example. I think it was Halo 3 came out. And Halo 2 or 3. But one thing that people used to get pissed off about was dying by the barrels flying off of the map.
Yeah.
Remember that? And then then they gave an achievement for it at one point.
If you can kill somebody with like an exploding barrel.
Yeah, but you would have to fling it at them.
Yeah.
And dude, it was such a big deal. This is just one of those cool ass Halo things that's like keeping the original first person shooter embodiment alive. So I think the mechanics for the game, the movement, the action, as far as the mechanics go, incredible.
It adds an element without trying to be something like Call of Duty or what's that
now people when you
What's that other one? What's that other one though, real quick, with the big ass Titans?
Oh, you know what's funny is I just realized that the Call of Duty that uses the grappling hook and Halo, they're both called, one's called, I think, the Infinity something or something like that is the Call of Duty one, and this one's called Infinite.
Yeah.
I think it's something like that. Anyways,
that's hella funny.
But sorry, go on. I just realized that. I was like, both the games with grappling hooks are called the same thing.
They all the gameplay in this, for like the map wise, I would say it's like a Far Cry / Just Cause kind of.
It totally is. Yeah, first person Just Cause. Yeah, Far Cry for sure.
With the Far Cry and everything and being like that.
The map movement.
Yeah,
it is just like that. Basically, what he means by that is on your map you do have a gigantic map. You really, really do. And fast travel is seriously encouraged if you're wanting to just go through the story. I think me and Ben's approach was the best one, and I don't know how
to grapple,
bro. Just grapple everywhere.
Because you could what
Ben meant about the Far Cry and the Just Cause thing is because randomly on the map there's events. I mean, the events are tracked, rescuing Marines to flipping fobs, and that makes more sense when you play the game.
And a fob is a fast travel, point you can capture
for both you going somewhere or receiving weapons of any kind. That type of fast travel. It's really brilliant.
And recruiting soldiers too.
And getting your own snipers, rocket. Yeah, exactly. Getting your own Marines. And that type of shit right there, to me, is just like Just Cause and Far Cry.
Yeah.
Because Far Cry, you'd have just random events on the map, and the more you took over, it meant the more control you had. It's the exact same in Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's all I was trying to say.
No, that's fine, dude. I love that explanation. That was a great one. One thing I want to add to that, though, is it also reminded me, and we talked about this, so Halo Wars 2, it's supposed to be based right after that. But in Halo Wars, it's an RTS, like meaning where you build something with resources. Like this is going to provide you a shield for like your base, and then you're going to build like resources so you could build like more like a barracks, so you could have more people coming in, and you could build like a vehicle base, so you could have all this stuff. What I liked about that is in Halo Infinite, it's like you're Master Chief, and you're I know, right?
I can see me in your mouth like people think we're gonna live in a this is just a trailer. Yeah, we're going to Oz.
I see the green witch.
I see this green witch. She has crack cocaine.
The way it's like when you take over the other bases.
Yeah.
Because one was like the like a vehicle bay, like a vehicle dock, and it was cool because it just reminded me of like, oh shit, like you're literally playing a map of an RTS, but it's you.
Yeah, I like that. And he's talking about the game. They how they tied these two games in together from Halo Infinite to what was it, Halo Wars 2?
Yeah,
which is so sick. Another thing I want to kind of go back. I want to talk about what you're talking about there, about that tie-in. I also love that they recognized how beneficial that gameplay would be to first-person shooter. In that moment of being like, hey, by the way, can you guys imagine if you didn't have to... You do have to load into a lot of screens. But that's for the story usually. If you're just traversing the map, it goes on for days and you find new shit. I'll find grunts just sleeping and just assassinate the shit out of them.
Little outposts and stuff.
Yeah, beacons where it's propaganda being spread by for the what is it, the what are they,
Banished.
the Banished. Thank you. And that game has so much. It really benefited from Halo 2 or Halo Wars 2.
Yeah,
it really did. So I just wanted to say that because I noticed that about running through it. It's like they almost took the top-down view, and they were like, "Put it this way, just have them run through it."
Yeah, it's a great like it kind of if you're not fanboying out already about playing Halo Infinity, that's gonna, if you know a little bit more about the lore, it's gonna make you be like that much more like, oh shit, like invested. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you this in the game. We both discovered this with different things and the same things. How'd you feel about the wonkiness of some of the stuff that benefited you? An example, the shooting the truck and then grappling to it. Or one that you brought up to me, which I had already I knew about because I would do the same shit, is the shooting up the wall. Like the flinging yourself.
Bungee jumping.
Yeah, the bungee jumping, which is so awesome.
Which is kind of like a weird callback to Bungie.
Oh, right? Shit, dude. Blew my mind. You're right.
Blew my mind, too, because I just thought of that.
That's fucking amazing. Maybe that's on purpose. Yeah, because you can literally bungee.
Easter egg within the Easter egg or something like that.
One thing Ben brought up, me and him were talking about it. This is one of the coolest, like, weird features of the game, and this is relevant to the question that I asked, is that you can bungee jump, basically, but upwards. It's really
with
cool.
the grappling hook.
Yeah, with a grappling hook.
You could abuse the hell out of the physics in that game.
It's so amazing. Do you think it benefits it, or is it kind of? Did you like that about the game?
Loved
having those little weird things.
I loved it because you get used. Once you get used to it, you learn how to bounce around, and it's just like anything else, though. It's like you get good at something, and sometimes you fuck up, and you're like, God damn it, like gotta start over. But like if I hit this wall while I'm running, and if I run, jump, hit the wall, and my momentum will swing me around.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So you could abuse the fuck out of the physics in that game.
That's a good way to put it. You need to put a graphic up abusing the physics.
Because you could literally, like, when you're going up and you jump off, you could literally go up, back, or forth, like,
hell yeah,
in the air. Like, and I'm sure it probably has something to do with the suit, but you know what I mean? Like,
it's cool though.
It is. It works for the like what you're doing in the game.
That's
and how they build the map.
That's why I believed you when you were like, "Oh, Legendary is kind of easy," because I played it on medium or whatever, and I was like, "Yeah, I noticed." I told you, I was like, "I'm like running through this."
Towards the end, it's fucking hard.
That makes sense because that's how Halo Guardians was. Guardians was the same way. You would run through that game, and then towards the end, it was like, okay,
it's like certain boss fights where it's just like, God damn it.
What was his name? Like the
Guardian?
The dude who guarded Cortana.
I think his name was the Guardian.
No, it was because remember there were the Guardians. They were initiating. Cortana was initiating. What was the dude that kept him? Was it like
the Warden?
The Warden.
The Warden. Okay.
Dude, on Legendary. And he was
an asshole.
Spawning.
I fucking hated that.
Yeah. So the same thing with this game. I imagine I haven't gotten to the end yet. You can't. Don't worry if you do want to talk about it. You won't spoil it. I promise. Go ahead and spoil it. It won't spoil it for me. Like I don't give a fuck is what I'm saying. I'll still play it. But so far where I've gotten to, I've noticed that the grappling hook, those little weird nuances, like Ben said, abusing the physics, we'll call that.
Yeah.
Feels like it's on purpose, and it's awesome. I like it.
I actually got kind of good with the little booster too. The boosters are like when you fight like the dudes with the hammers.
Yes.
Or when the hunters, which I fucking hate in that game, dude. They have no pattern at all.
So somebody on Legendary, somebody on YouTube was talking about how on Legendary how much they are assholes.
Dude, they have no pattern.
I noticed that with
they do kind of have a pattern, but it's really hard to like.
No, I noticed that with the
brutes
medium mode with the hunters. I noticed it. I was like, even with medium mode, they're like random as shit, and it's like it's kind of interesting. So I will end up replaying it on Halo. I mean, on Legendary if I have time on that free Game Pass that I got.
So, yeah, dude, I mean, on Legendary, towards the end, though, it gets really fucking hard because how far did you get? Because I remember you saying you killed the brute killers or whatever, the Spartan killers. I
killed the Spartan killers. I convinced our pilot that he's worthy.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, where he has that freak out and you kind of work with him. I did that. Let's see what else was there. There was a couple other things I did.
That's when you have to go like activate the beacons for the spire.
Okay, I started doing the beacons.
Yeah,
that's once I got past.
So that's pretty much
like I got to the beacons.
That's pretty much the end of the game because you activate all the beacons.
Really, on medium, it's really easy.
Dude, yeah, it was pretty easy. I
also abused the physics. I want to point that out too.
Well,
because once
you get the Hornet though, dude.
I'm so jealous.
So once you get the Hornet, bro, dude.
I feel like I need to slow down. That's why I also stopped
playing.
Dude,
because when I did it though, like I literally
slow down.
I went everywhere. I literally did one by one.
Bro,
and then
I just literally wanted
after the Spartan killers is when I got the Hornet.
I believe you because I found a ghost once. A Banshee. I found a Banshee once, and I was like. I just did the same thing. I just kept stopping at places. And by the end of it, I was like, oh, shit, good thing it did autosaves. And I realized that I had that Banshee and it was on fire and, like, getting destroyed. I know what you mean, so I'm jealous because I thought I was doing a lot of them, but then I got sucked into what me and you talked about, the cinematics.
Yeah.
And, like, then I started just wanting to see more cinematics, and I lost track of how far I got.
Yeah. So, I mean...
cinematics are cool in it.
Yeah, I took my sweet time with that. I mean, it probably took me a week to actually do everything, and
but that's how you know it's fun.
But I actually, as of now, I beat it on Legendary. I just want to show you.
Oh, the percentage. I'm about to start the game over. Holy shit.
I don't know if they can see point. I'll post it.
0.025 or 0.25?
0.25%, and then
0.25.
and when I checked before I beat it, it was 15%. So it looks like out of everybody who played the online mode, there's probably like, including me, like 5 people who probably beat the game.
I'll have it done by tomorrow.
I'll have it done by tomorrow.
I'll switch it to
Legendary.
legendary last moment.
But
I'll get my achievement.
this guy. I'm sure more people will probably beat it, and then once the school, everybody's on school break, they'll beat it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Then, but now I doubt it because people are idiots and they are like missing out on the best part of that game. And I've already answered this in the past about Guardians, Halo 5, but Halo 6, playing the campaign. Have you played online yet since?
No, have you?
Okay, no. And I was wondering if that is going to make us worse, which is, I think, where our minds went.
No.
Or do you think it'll make us better because we went through the campaign and we learned new tricks? Because I'll tell you this right now. I know a lot of new tricks that I'm
Bro, I'm really trying to think about using the fucking hook to try to, like... Because that's never happened, but it's possible to hook the gun. Like, and you told me that. I was like...
no, you can. I did it during the campaign.
No, yeah, me too. But
Yeah.
I'm wondering... Because you told me... Because you watched the video way before we even played. Yeah, the tips and tricks. And I still... By the way, I still haven't watched that. I gotta check it out. But I did learn a lot of, like stuff, like little, like, things, like you said, tricks and everything. And, yeah.
Dude.
I want to do that where I'm, like, shooting... Like, I'm about to die, and then I just...
Oh, dude! I bet there's an achievement like black bullet hooking,
right?
But one thing I want to do. It's only happened to me once in the campaign, and I never thought about it. But as explosive barrels is when you use the grappling hook and you hit it and they walk into it. Yeah, from behind. Like you grapple hook away and they go to walk and you bring it back and it hits them from behind. And
also playing the campaign too, I know which barrels are which.
I know, dude. Same here, dude. Like
purple is the fucking the power, like the fire, like the extinguished one. The red is the explosive one, and the blue is the shield one. Yeah, you really got. And then also the repulsor gun. Yeah. When I played that online, that shit sucked asshole, bro. Fucking giant hairy asshole. But what you have to do, if you have you could do the noob tube on that.
Yes.
The noob
combo.
Yeah.
Noob combo.
Meaning where you use the plasma pistol, you power it up, shoot them, takes the shield, and then you take it out. Because the repulsor gun, when you have... I just spit everywhere, my bad. The repulsor gun... Okay, I was going to cut that out, but not. The repulsor gun is when you have no shield and you shoot somebody with it, it's electricity.
Yeah.
And then also, I know what all the grenades do.
Dude, I know that... Dude, tell me why there was a moment in this campaign so far. I haven't beaten it yet. I'm apparently I'm about halfway through. But right, I discovered how amazing the electric grenades are, and dude, I would go into a base alone and fucking wreak havoc on invisible elites. Like, dude, oh my god.
I would say one thing too, if you step into this campaign not knowing like what Halo is or anything, or like if you have played Halo or haven't played it in a while, or if you're just playing this one in general, don't be shy of using your grenades. Just unleash them.
Use them because they're everywhere.
They're literally infinite amount.
So, that's so cool. Yeah. Dude, we totally stumbled upon that. Okay, so something that they 100% fixed is being stuck with shitty guns. Halo 5, you would get a shitty save point with shitty guns and be fucked for the hardest part, because that's a game I did play on Legendary, and that one was like, I had so many shitty save points where I had a pistol and a plasma pistol. Yeah, and it was like, okay, I'm on a boss fight. This is lame.
That happened to me a couple times.
Yeah, this one, you don't have that excuses, because if you use your sensor thing, your sensor beacon, there are guns everywhere in this game. And back to what you said, grenades, don't be shy with them because they are everywhere. So
we kind of glanced over this. You said we could get weapons at the FOBs. Make sure you get the weapons at the FOBs, because I literally went like 70% of the fucking game without finding out that you could do that.
And get customized weapons that are not available anywhere else.
We didn't talk about this, so there's bounties where you can unlock specialty weapons.
Yes. Those bounties
so sick.
will save you. I've only done a couple of them, But the 2 guns I got, I had a lot of fun playing with, and they made things way
I unlocked
easier.
all of them, dude, and they're all fucking amazing.
Okay, hold on. This is what we got to talk about. This is one of those games that even if there's a lot of negatives or positives to it, whatever side you lean to, keep in mind that me and you both had the same experience. There were points when me and you were both playing where we didn't even care about the story. We were like, I'm going to explore up this mountain. I'm going to find souls. Yeah. Dude, and me and Ben pointed out one of these things, and me and him both pointed out the one of the other things that combine. 2 big things in this game. When you figure out how to use the grappling hook, that's
fun, dude.
The giant step 1 into having fun. Number 2 is the wasp. You said it's over because you can go.
Oh, dude, yeah, the wasp. Yeah, when you get to flying, oh, dude.
Yeah, when you get all the flying vehicles,
all the spots you can try to get to, like there's certain spots you literally can't go without them.
I've noticed that. I've noticed that specifically under some things. I've wanted to go under some of the things,
dude.
And I've noticed some things.
It's hard. It's possible, but it's fucking like it's hard. There's a few places I got into. I was like, what the fuck? And it turns out that you're supposed to enter in. I literally came in the back door. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
And so I just run into like the fucking, because there's the like big units where it's elites or brutes, you know what I mean, like, you know. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah, where they're sometimes they're guarding the Spartan cores or the
I did know that. Okay, yeah.
Which I don't know how to use the armor that you unlock.
The armor.
The armor, like the little armor boxes.
You mean the Spartan cores?
There's Spartan cores and there's armor boxes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, they unlock isn't that for all the online stuff?
I don't know how to use it.
Oh,
we got to figure it out.
No, it's for customizing your Spartan online.
I looked online and I couldn't find it.
Pop up?
We got to check.
We got to find out.
We're being hella boomer.
They're all ready to play
fucking
us.
boomers.
You know what? We're gonna eat wings tonight. You guys go home and finger fuck yourselves to your moms.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
I mean,
I get wings tonight. That's my big defense.
They're gonna come in and they'll be like, I love your mom's chicken wings.
No, I just that game is amazing. Back to what we were saying, Halo is absolutely an amazing game. The Ender, I have not got to see yet. I'm just excited about.
So can I?
Yeah.
No.
I'm just, my main thing is I'm excited that they made this game in a way to where you don't have to just do the story now.
Yeah.
That's all. I look forward to just wandering.
Let's be real though. Every Halo has big maps or like a big map when you play on it, whether it's big up and down or it's big lengthwise. You know what I mean? But fucking
this one is like times 100.
Yeah,
it really is.
It lets you just play Halo. You know what I mean? And that's what I love though. Like
you really feel like Master Chief.
Like you're just running around doing shit and like flying around like summoning tank. Like you just exploring the map was just so amazing. And for like a Halo fan too, especially because I talked to you about this too. Is when I first played Halo in 6th grade in band class, the only people that didn't that were left over that didn't go to Disneyland on the trip, I stayed back.
You got to play Halo with your teacher.
Yeah, and I'll never get
touch them.
Probably touched somebody. I don't know. He definitely ran after Will because he was the principal at Kenny.
Dude, man, did you say he definitely touched some of us?
No, I said he definitely touched somebody, but I was just kidding.
You definitely touched somebody, but it wasn't me. Somebody
wasn't me.
Somebody there was getting some extra hours of Halo in. Oh,
this is that kid who was hella weird.
Yeah, dude.
He was always there, bro.
Yeah, he smelled like ferret.
Got his own litter box. No,
poor guy, dude. He was like, look, be the elite. I'm Master Chief.
Yeah, I remember the first time playing that, and definitely not getting touched by my teacher playing with him.
Someone we were naked, but that has nothing to do with anything.
There was like 5 of us there. We're all naked, including him.
A lot.
He closed all the doors, and it's dark.
He said, "Have any of you guys
Keith was there.
Ecstasy before?"
Keith was there. Scotty was there.
Yeah, dude. All the sus ones. This is all of a sudden making a lot of sense.
That's not cool because I was there too. You just included me with all the sus people, bro. All the sus. You, Scotty, Keith. Yep, all the sus ones.
I'm super guilty. I was like, all the suspects want to see the lights over there.
Yeah.
They were playing Halo all day for some reason.
At school, after hours.
At school, and they wanted to be there after hours.
The whole class was gone. It was just
For some
us.
reason, he'd meet them at the church. I don't know, man. But they never walked the same. Oh, poor kids, dude.
Fuck,
You poor kids. No,
That was hilarious, bro.
I hate this. But when you first played that game,
I don't want to talk about it. That's good.
dude, Halo leads to everybody's first.
I know, right?
What won't these kids do for this video game?
I'm
crap?
not gonna lie. I did. I was playing Halo 3, and the same day I lost my virginity, I unlocked the Halo 3
Thank
achievement.
God for Mr. What's his name.
I unlocked the achievement Pink Mist. I swear to God. And like 2 hours later, I fucking lost my virginity.
His name was Mr. Green.
I unlocked
He was
it.
the math teacher. He was
Music.
Oh, music. Oh, Mr.
Bro,
Mr.
you never played the fucking
Mr.
clarinet?
Lesby or whatever.
You know, this is how you play the clarinet. Just kidding.
Dude, they taught you hella good.
They taught you hella good.
They said you got that achievement, boy. You're losing your virginity today.
And that achievement came out like years after, bro. Come on, bro.
That's so horrible. Going straight to hell.
But
You're such a lucky kid, dude. Your teacher loved you so much. No, I'm just
it was
kidding.
random.
It was random.
It was a random ass
Fucking
teacher,
music
bro.
teacher, bro. Playing that clarinet.
Apparently, he got to Will too,
Will liked it.
but Will ran away.
Will clearly had more dramatic things happen than that.
Why was Will running away?
Yeah, like,
No, for real though. Will told me that he was like, because he was the principal. His name was, remember Mr. Shepard?
mhm.
He was the principal at Kenny for a while.
Oh, really?
And fucking Will was hella dodge, like, he was like the vice principal or something like that, but he was hella like just got his backpack. He's like, I'm not gonna do this. Like, fuck this. And he's, because you know he lives like right down the street. He starts skating home, and he said he turned around and he saw fucking Mr. Shepard chasing. So he just picked up his board and booked it.
He's like, I gotta get home to home base.
But I can only imagine fucking
Dude.
Mr. Shepard. This is tall, like he was hella tall, and he wore glasses. He was like
Yeah.
cross-eyed, and he hella just fucking the fat dudes. He's probably, I'm not gonna like. What the fuck was he gonna do? Just grab him and be like, "Come back here!"
Yeah,
Like,
and Will's not gonna have that. Like, nah, dude. Will's
but like,
gonna-
what was that? His plan or some shit?
It's over, dude. I think the zombies are. I think the Deadites are out there.
I gotta take a piss, bro. But yeah, but long story short, after that, I convinced my mom to get Xbox for my brother's birthday,
Oh yeah, I remember.
and
Yeah.
that's how I became an Xbox head.
Oh, I didn't know it came out like that. That's funny. You told me that before though, but I just didn't think about it. Like, that's funny because that was Halo 1.
Yeah, it's like
So,
2003 or something like that.
How do you think? Do you think Halo 5, Halo 6 does honor to Halo 1?
Yeah,
After after everything, like Halo 1 through 3 are pretty awesome. Or well, Halo 1 and 2 are awesome. Halo 3 has its shortcomings, but it definitely was still good. Right?
that's just something we should try to do is a Halo tier list or something.
Yeah, tier list. We definitely should. Then we'd have to like rank all the. How would we? Do we just do the storyline? Because that wouldn't be fair.
We'd have to come up with like a
way to rank
yeah.
them. Yeah, I agree. Like playability or something. Yeah.
2 is
Anyways.
definitely S tier, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3
Instantly.
3 is probably like A, maybe B, but only I would say A just because ancient Chinese secret.
That's that one. That's right. Okay,
Uh,
yeah. My big thing is Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
I
You say Halo 3 is A? Like
yeah,
number 1?
yeah.
That's
No, Halo 2.
oh.
Halo 3 is S. Halo 3 is A.
I see. Okay.
S tier is like A plus.
I see.
Yeah. But before we should talk about that a little after. I just want to say one thing though. The story. So, pretty much, you end up killing that elite guy. That's like that. So you end up killing the dude, like you said, with the breathing problems.
Yeah.
The guy who chose Androxus, pretty much, who like pretty much raised him.
And Josh's.
And Josh's. I love how you always do that, dude. Like every now and then you throw that in there.
Yeah, never slipping.
And you end up fighting him, and he was fucking hard on Legendary. That shit took fucking forever. Yeah, he was pretty fucking annoying.
With asthma?
Yeah, you would think asthma would have got him at some point, but he could fucking run and jump pretty fucking good. Yeah.
Okay, I got you. I can't wait for that.
So yeah, after beating him, you go through, you see some like more of those data memory like voids and it shows more of Cortana and now it's showing Androxus, and Cortana destroyed Androxus is the Brute's homeworld.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, which I don't know if it was a Brute homeworld, but it was Androxus.
Their species.
Yeah.
Banished. At least everybody who considers themselves banished, it was their homeworld.
Exactly. And so you remember in Halo 5 how she was trying to take over planets and like the Guardians to like pretty much.
Yeah.
She was pretty much being like,
she's
AIs
like, bring peace everywhere, but by any means necessary.
Exactly. Yeah. And the reason why when you start this game and everything's completely different and you're like, what the fuck? Like I thought Cortana was supposed to, like I thought I had my squad, and so, like I was with the other UNSC, you know what I mean? So she did that, destroy the world, and then Androxus ended up destroying the Spartan home base.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
So there was any Spartans that were in training or like
they're gone,
all gone.
Yeah, they're all gone. That's horrible. That's
and
the
then,
reason Master Chief. That makes sense why Master Chief kept getting such those feelings of dread.
Yeah.
Every time he would see numerous Spartans dead, and you would get their like upgrade.
Yeah.
They kind of made that kind of tie in. That's cool, but sad.
It is really sad too, dude. And with Cortana, she also, when she blew up the planet, she threatened him. She was like, "Think of the choices of your consequences." And she was like, "Do you want
5, right?
That was this one.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. So Cortana does come back.
No,
just in the memory.
It's the memories. Yeah.
Okay.
So she destroys the planet, and then she tells Androxus to surrender. He says no, and then she destroys the banished planet, and she says, "Think of your consequences." You know what I mean? And he's like, "You should think of your same." Like he tells her that, and I'm guessing this happens after Halo Wars 2, because they probably, I think they end up taking over the Ark, the Halo Ark, and end up transferring to Zeta Halo, and that's how they end up fucking, and that's where the UNSC Infinity from Halo 5, where you link up with everybody, that's where you go to. So that's where your ship is going to. You go to Zeta Halo to confront Cortana, pretty much, and Androxus got there first.
Yeah, okay, I see now.
And they already inhabited they had like a home base pretty much, and then that's in the beginning when it's getting attacked, and then Androxus pretty much kills the chief or knocks him out or whatever.
Yeah, that's in the beginning.
Yeah,
when he throws him down the thing.
But then after that, he confronts Cortana and he calls Cortana from the UNSC, and when he calls Cortana, she's hella cocky, and she's like, "I thought you would be here. What took you so long?" Thinking to be Master Chief, but it was Androxus from the Banished, and she was like, "What the fuck?" And
there's a lot of tie-in.
Yeah, and she's like, "What the fuck?" And she doesn't say that obviously, but and he said, like, "Remember what you told me? Remember the consequences." Do you remember, like, you know what I mean? Like, you told me what are the consequences for not joining you. You destroy my planet. Now I destroy your fucking...
Oh, shit.
And doing that, like, for her, she had a plan to take over Like, she planned for Master Chief to come.
Yeah, no, because remember, even at the point in the game I got in, Weapon says, "Oh, these are memory fragments from Cortana," when she uploads one of the data things, and she goes, "Huh, that's weird. All in one thing, I'm feeling like Cortana was excited and fearful, all of seeing you." And like that kind of like defines that moment. She says something along those lines, and it's like that totally supports what you're talking about. That's so
and
crazy.
So you confront the I forget what her name is. It's that wizard chick, the Harbinger. Yeah, you confront her. You end up fighting her. You kill her. This is what I told you when you beat the game. It kind of seemed like 343 apologizing to the fans for the direction they went to, because it had Cortana apologizing, like, "I'm sorry." She literally says, "I'm sorry, Chief. Like, I didn't want this to happen. You know, like, you have ambitions, you do all this stuff." And it kind of, I don't know if they meant to go in this direction or if this is part of the story, or to me, it kind of felt like, because they brought back all the old designs and they redesigned the brutes from all the backlash, and it kind of just felt like they were apologizing to Halo fans in general, of like, you know what I mean? Like, and it was a dope ending, and it's obviously Cortana. She it's funny too. There's one point where she's like, "Is this real?" Master Chief is like, "Is this real?" And the Weapon says, "No, it's just a data thing." And she was like, "Yeah, it's just a data thing. Believe what she says, Chief." And he's like, you know what I mean? But she's like, "Just kidding." And I was like, "Oh, come on." But that's when she starts like apologizing and doing all that stuff. And she was like, "I always like wanted you. I'm sorry. Like, you were the best of my life, pretty much," and all this stuff. And Spire, it all ends, and then the Spire, like the place that they're in, starts to fall down. I know it's sad, bro. I teared up too. You're like, nah, but
not Master Chief.
This is what might trip you out, though. It's towards the end. I forget what the pilot name is, but the AI, the weapon that he has,
weapon.
Because they're obviously going to make a sequel to it. What we found out was season 2 is just going to be in May 2nd, 2022. Sponsor us, Halo. No, I'm just kidding. You're welcome. But she says, she asks for the dude's name. He tells her, and then he said, "What's your name?" And she's like, "I don't know. I think I have a name though." And she looks at Chief, and she says, "Is it okay?" And he says, "You can name yourself." And she's like, "Okay, well, I have a name."
Kanisha.
Kanisha. Well, there you go. It's Cortana, bro. Which I'm sure it's the same voice actor, because it's like dead on. I mean, it's a copy of her. It's a copy of a copy of a copy.
So we just basically seen the game all the way repeat itself all the way back to number 1. This whole thing was a prequel. And the sequel. That's how the credits rolled, of course.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But I got the legendary ending, buddy. And, dude.
You gonna gift me that legendary ending?
So it goes to like 9,000 or like 7,000 like BC. And it's on the ring that you're on, and somebody was like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And he's like, and the person is like, "Yes." And he says something like, "We have a fighting bias." And what's weird though is it shows a brute, and I have to do more research before I post this. So like, I'll put pictures up, but I think it's Androxus. So there might be a chance, if it's Androxus, that Cortana might still be alive. Because remember, all the stuff, if you found like the ring, if you found like the little ring with the data on it,
okay,
so those are like, she's like, this is ancient, even ancient before the Forerunners. And so I think is Cortana and Androxus. It's like you're saying, did you say a time loop earlier?
Yeah.
It's kind of, I think, exactly what that is. I think it's a huge time loop of like the Master, you know what I mean? Like, so now Master Chief doing all this stuff to stop the fucking Forerunners, but Cortana and Androxus went back in time, which starts off with the pre-Forerunners, which leads up to the Forerunners and probably the Flood,
God.
and then that leads up to, Halo modern day, where the Covenant emerged and all that stuff and started attacking the Earth and pushing them to make Spartans and pushing technology to go further into AIs, which converts into Halo Reach, which goes into Cortana being made and being delivered into Halo Evolution, the first Halo.
Yeah, the very first one.
Man, I'm a Halo nerd, bro. I'm a Halo Shnerd.
Like that though. I like the breakdown. I definitely dig it. I'm sick of like time things, but if anybody deserves to get the pass, it's Halo.
It'd be a very generic take, but
it would be
at this point.
I'd be okay with. I don't know. Like I said, so far from what I've seen, they have done a lot of improvements in this new Halo game.
One negative though, since we're talking about campaign, how the fuck are you gonna make a Halo game and not have a fucking multiplayer campaign, co-op campaign, dude? Me and you tried that day one, and I was crying, dude. You're like, dude, I gotta go eat, and when you hung up, I was like,
you broke up with me. Dude, I literally was so mad at them. I was like, this is what I've been looking forward to. I wasn't mad at you, obviously. I was literally mad at
no, you were mad at me, bro.
I was like, Ben's a piece of shit. He started my day for nothing. I was sleeping. I was outside shivering, asking for money. When that happened, I literally was like, that was so disappointing to me. Because it literally made me have a lot less hope for the campaign.
It did for me too, because I was really looking forward to explore it, like just fucking shit up
with your homie. Yeah, like,
because looking back on it too, dude, like all the stuff that I did, and I'm sure the stuff that you did, I'm just like, damn.
Dude, I definitely can't imagine how playing this game. You know what this game would be perfect for? Your friend comes over and goes, yo, bust out the food, have everything pre-made, bust out the beer, have it all ready. We're doing a whole 24-hour run of Halo.
Dude.
Like, because if you think about it, there's goals in the game that you could do where it would make everything easier.
And if you did everything without doing taking over side missions, the game would probably only take like 8 hours. Not even 8 hours, maybe like 5 hours to beat.
Dude,
if you just ran through
ran through the story mode of it, you don't have to do anything else. Yeah, the other shit is
they don't force you, and
they don't. I think they may recommend you get a couple things at one point, but I don't think it matters because, especially if you're playing on like medium or easy,
there's weapons constantly everywhere. There's grenades constantly everywhere.
Like you can't go anywhere without finding grenades or weapons.
Then the main places you go to have vehicles, whether it's a Banshee or a fucking ghost or
or a Warhog flipped over, or what's the other one? What's the little one? A battle goose.
Mongoose. I mean, same thing. Battle goose.
Battle goose, same thing. You'll find those flipped over everywhere. You just have to flip them over. And it's almost. I said this to Ben. I was like, I think I've only used the fast travel maybe 2 times now, maybe 3, and I'm like, traveling that game traversing the map is so worth it, especially once you figure out how to not glitch, but
the one thing
take advantage of the grappling hook.
One thing that you have to get used to if you do use the Hornet is you gotta ascend and descend when you get attacked.
With the RB and LB.
When you get attacked though, you gotta remember to do that, because fucking the AI, if you just go left and right in that thing, will fucking destroy you.
Especially in Legendary, I'm sure. That's how it is in online mode too. When the Wasp, when I played it.
Well, the Wasp is fucking OP on online mode.
Dude, online mode, you see me with that one day when me and you played, we ran.
People jumped up top of it, and they were like, there he is, and they're like, wee!
Dude.
We win! Wee!
Yeah, dude, what's so funny is, you're talking about that day in Big Team Battle, when they were just jumping on top of each other's Wasps. That was bullshit. But now that we know we can do that, we're gonna do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna totally run in there. You're gonna be like, get on my fucking spaceship, man. You know I'm going to too. I'm gonna hang on to that shit with my nuts.
This is how you know you play too much GTA. Is you push Y to switch between your guns and but if you push Y in GTA, you jump out.
Jump out of it.
So I never pushed Y. So I always got wrecked and fucking
That's
So
why you never drove. It all makes
that's
sense.
why. That's why I'm playing online mode, or that's why I play on campaign mode, because that's how you learn.
Dude, no, the campaign mode also... Yeah, it taught us a lot. That game's awesome. It's fucking awesome.
Top of your head, because I know you played Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, of course.
So you probably played.
Bought that shit.
You played all the Halos.
Yeah.
You played Halo 5.
Yeah.
I know you haven't beat Infinity.
Not the new one, not Infinite. Yeah.
Or Infinite, my bad. What's your best... Name your top 3 Halos. Just right now.
Alright, Halo... Was it Halo 3 or 2 that first introduced the dual wield?
2.
It was Halo 2? And then Halo 3 expanded on that, right?
With like everything, pretty much, like
okay,
pistols.
So.
They like mess with all the DPS and all the
stuff.
Yeah, like the damage.
They added things too.
Yeah,
they also added things. Okay, so let's see. So Halo 1, Halo 6, Halo 1. I'd say Halo 2 because of dual wield. When I was like finally, and then Halo 3 came out. So Halo 3 would be last, I think, right?
Okay.
Or
you have a honorable mention or for the fourth one?
I would say you were talking about the main series.
Just like the games and
just the games in general. The one we play, Spartan Assault.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
nice.
that one is a fun one to play with friends, and it's kind of awesome when you realize how you could have been more strategic in that game. And I'm also super fond of the point and shoot. Sometimes of those games that you really have a good memory of, you know.
So, I got this. Halo 2. Fuck. Halo 2 for the first one, like number 1.
Is it just because of dual wielding? Or
Just because that was like nostalgia, like that, like life was Halo 2 for like everybody.
That's why Halo 1 is second on my list, because of nostalgia. I remember not only first getting that game, but the first time I bought the game, and then I also remember the first time playing it all online with everybody, and then playing it online with you guys. And like each one of those things to me will be like you said, nostalgia, like purely nostalgia. It does feel that a little bit.
So, I mean, since we're talking about that, I guess I'll put that ahead. Halo original.
So Halo
Evolution,
2, Halo 1,
and then Infinite.
Yeah.
And then honorable mention for me would be Halo Wars 2.
Nice, and that you've been saying that's actually worth people's time.
If you're a Halo fan, definitely.
I think
it's good to check it out. It's free on Game Pass too if you want to check it out.
Is it?
Yeah.
I might check that out.
It's like 70 gigs, so just know that.
Well, it might not be a bad thing. Yeah, dude, those are... I think that with that said, it's pretty obvious that Halo 6 is a great game.
Yeah,
like
most definitely.
There are some things that are a little frustrating about it. At first, the sensitivity of some things, like shooting and stuff, it's a little bit like skewed. How can I say this? Like sometimes when you first start to play the game, there's a bit of a learning curve that it kind of feels like it's you getting used to something that isn't quite spot on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With some of the guns, like... I don't know. I've seen like brutes take massive shots, and it's like,
well, it's because they have armor and stuff. So,
well, I mean, I've seen the brutes take massive shots. That makes perfect sense. What I'm saying is, when you see like a lesser character take that huge, massive shot, and it's like, the fuck, that's the same thing I have to do with this character.
Yeah,
this doesn't make any sense. Other than that,
you just fart.
No, I think that was something in there, like probably your brain getting away from you.
You just toot, bro. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't you get mad at me? I don't know. There's not much I can complain about with this new one. So yeah, it has to be ranked higher up for me, especially because, dude, the use of the grappling hook was a pleasant surprise.
So fun, dude.
It was so fun.
So fun.
And it's been a long time since a Halo has done that. Halo 5 was cool, but there was the only thing they really did in Halo 5 and Halo 4 were the boosting and the shield throwing stuff, which wasn't even in Halo 5. You couldn't throw the shields and shit in
No,
Halo 5.
yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
Halo 6 did pretty good.
Yeah, it was. I loved it, man.
Hopefully, it's not the last one. I want to see.
They're gonna do season 2.
Oh,
they're doing
they?
seasons, so season 2 is gonna include the co-op campaign in
So we might.
in May of next year.
So we maybe get lucky to see them do 8 of these then.
Yeah, so they're really encouraging people to be like, hey, you guys have like a fucking like 6 months period to unlock everything, so do it now.
Yeah,
it's not like Call of Duty where it's like, hey, we have like 100 things to unlock in like 2 months. Just play it constantly. They're like, hey, it's free.
How are you gonna? So you beat it, right? Are you gonna go back and get all the skulls, or say fuck it?
If I do play it again, it'll probably be on heroic and just
Turn
like
it down. Yeah, that's the way to go.
yeah, just not really no point in going
No,
all out.
You don't need to go hard again.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense. I don't know, man. I like it. I think it's a good game. I easily think that it's one of the better ones that came out recently.
I would say 9 out of 10. I would give it a 10 out of 10 just because nostalgia and everything, but just being for real, that's 9 out of 10.
I'm gonna call you on that. Yeah, 9. Yeah, I'll say.
Especially if you don't have Game Pass or anything and you buy it, and also it comes with the multiplayer. Yeah, you're gonna have a good time.
With that said, yeah, definitely it holds that rating. It does. It holds that rating because.
Let me correct myself. Multiplayer is already free, so if you buy the campaign, that's just a bonus.
Yeah. I was also gonna say that. For what the campaign is, what you buy the campaign for, there is a lot to do in that game. You have to get all the skulls, unlock all the chests, get all the Spartan cores, and save all the Marines. And unlock all the fobs. That's just some of the stuff.
Just by the way, there's more. Did I just do the?
I don't know. I think you're confusing yourself with that siren.
Should we talk about any movies that came out recently?
You know, one thing I do want to bring up, movie-wise.
Resident Evil. No.
I'm good. I tried to watch it. Just not happy about that movie.
It did real bad.
It's terrible.
They disappointed like always.
It's terrible. Yeah, they don't have that down yet. That new Nicolas Cage movie.
What? Nicolas Cage movie? What the hell are you talking about?
Unbearable weight of massive talent, and it's kind of like he's making fun of himself. I don't know. I want to see it though. That's one I'll bring up. My girl brought it up to me, so I want to see that. And then the new Jurassic Park that's coming out soon. And Spider-Man.
There's a new Jurassic Park?
Yeah, they're making Did you even see the 2-minute thing they introduced, where it's like Sam Neill from the original one, Chris Pratt's gonna be back in it. It's all the new characters and old characters in it.
So tell me why this year has no memorable movies.
Spider-Man. I showed you some.
Besides that, though, like, what the fuck with movie-wise?
More that we were surprised by.
Eternals.
Yeah. Eternals, yeah. I like Shang-Chi a little bit. I don't know if I would say like memorable in the sense that it was really cool for them to go outside their comfort zone. Marvel and Disney.
Suicide Squad 2 was pretty cool. That's one of the ones that kind of stood out for me, but like, it's forgettable.
You know one that I was excited about, although the movie didn't quite live up to the hype for me, but I was excited about, like, to see it continue. Halloween Kills.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I'm not saying it was great, but I am saying it was awesome to see.
Evil dies tonight,
bro. That shit drove me nuts, dude. And when I finally looked it up, everybody was like, "Yeah, that was stupid." Like the
evil dies.
Even
tonight.
Hardcore fans were like,
#evil dies tonight.
They did an extended version of that movie, and there's literally an extended scene of them extending "Evil Dies Tonight" in the hospital, like as if we didn't get the "Evil Dies Tonight." You know the irony and how much they say that. In fact, it did not die that night.
It did not. He actually killed everybody.
He actually killed everybody, yeah.
Maybe he did. Maybe Mike did kill all the evil.
Hey. And he's the good one?
Yeah.
And God's going to be like, well done, son.
Because he was just like... Let me put my headphone in real quick.
Dude, I don't know. that's another. But I liked it. I'm not hating on that movie all the way. There is some stupid shit in it, but for the record, the flashback sequence in that movie was incredible. It really
the redone
looked
remastered. Which, by the way, we did a.
What'd you say?
The remastered scenes that.
No, those aren't remastered. Those are refilmed scenes.
That's what I mean.
No, they refilmed them.
That's what. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say they did not.
Yeah,
those are not the
no,
originals.
that's what I meant. That was like the whole thing I was bringing up. Though, like you were right, they were redone.
Yeah, they redid.
Not remastered. My bad. That means something completely different.
My bad. I mean,
no. I'm glad you corrected me because fucking.
It's super amazing though.
Yeah,
it's super amazing.
Two different things.
It's awesome how they did that in that movie, but no, that movie just barely hits that mark of memorable. Can you think of any other? Because there has to be.
Well, I wrote down a couple movies that I remember seeing, which we already talked about. Venom 2.
Yeah, wasn't memorable.
Shang-Chi, you already talked about that. Suicide Squad 2.
Yeah, that one was pretty good.
The one that I think should get more recognition that nobody's talking about is Nobody.
Mr. Nobody or
yeah.
what? No, it's Nobody.
Yeah,
with don't say Bob Odenkirk.
The dude from that plays Saul. Yeah,
Bob Odenkirk, I think his name is. That movie is fucking sick.
Yeah, I had never watched it, but I pretty much watched like the spoilers of everything. Yeah.
Oh, it was beast, dude. When he goes on that bus scene and he's like, they're like, what are you gonna do, old man? And he pulls out that gun and he uncocks all the bullets. He's like, I'm gonna fuck you up. And he's dude, that scene was so well performed. Like cinematography and cinematography and choreographing wise.
Yeah, choreograph.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, so good. So good. I loved it. And let's face it, he's the shit.
There's this one that came out too on Netflix called The Harder They Fall with Idris Elba as the villain, and they have it's
I like him.
It's a western from an African American perspective, like African Americans perspective, and so it's like I love when these like African Americans make these movies, but the fact that they exaggerate to a point where it's just kind of unbelievable. It's good, but there's times where it just is like nobody talked like this, like they do now, and like fucking, you know what I mean? It was a great movie. It's a good movie. I recommend everybody watch it. But at the same time, like, don't expect a historical western. You know what I mean? Which is for every movie, but I'm just saying, you know.
What was another good one that came out this year? Was Don't Say a Word. Don't Say a Word 2.
2.
Yeah. Hold on. Oh, that's not what it's called. It's the one about the old guy. The first movie came out and the people break into his house.
Yeah.
Okay, number 2 I think came out this year. Not a great movie because they kind of idolize like somebody who basically abducts women and rapes them and impregnates them. But like.
They made a second one.
The second
it was
one
good enough to make a second one, bro.
It's pretty good. It was a good movie, but despite all that craziness, that doesn't happen until the end of it.
Well, I think hopefully next podcast we can do is before
after the end of the world.
After New Year, exactly after the end of the world, and then we could do for the podcast we could do a year review of 2021.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
I like that.
But I guess we'll pretty much wrap it up here. Any movies? Anything else you want to know?
I would say the new Creep Show is one I have to mention because it's corny, but if you're a horror fan, most of the time you like a little bit of corny. Nice. You like a little corn in your chili. So it's good though. There are some episodes. There's an animated episode. This one, maybe I should show you this later. There's an animated episode where it's like really simply drawn and voiced over. It's super simple, right? But the dude basically eats himself alive. But I don't mean like other food. He literally gets trapped on an island and like turns himself into a zombie and then eats himself alive. And it's like the stupidest, coolest concept. You know, like simple. I
got something a little simpler and more comedy-esque if you don't want something that dark. Curb Your Enthusiasm. New season.
Already?
Yeah.
That show is still going.
On
God
the fifth,
help us.
On the 5th episode, I think. It's 6th episode or something like that. It's like on track with Dexter.
Okay, that's a great one. I have another one. Curb Your Enthusiasm is obviously a really good one for anybody who hasn't seen the older, because if it's still going, then you could lead into a lot more. The Chucky Show.
Oh.
If you can uphold...
You've watched it?
Yes. I'll say this. Corniness aside...
Of course.
And them modernizing it with the LGBTQ community and PC community.
Okay.
If you can get over that factor...
That's TV nowadays.
The coolest parts of the show are their flashbacks to Charles Lee Ray, Chucky, before he becomes Chucky. Those are the coolest flashbacks. And then they explain... And
is Chucky... But is he like Chucky like the whole time during the show, or is it just like he just becomes Chucky like
No,
through?
you're Chucky the doll the whole time, but they explain why all the movies make sense.
Okay.
That's why the show is cool.
Even Bride of Chucky?
It ends on a Bride of Chucky.
Oh, for real? I was just messing around too.
No, actually, the very last episode ends on a Bride of Chucky thing.
Holy shit! I was just fucking around.
Let me say this to make it simple. All the Chucky movies you've seen, the TV show makes them all make sense in a very corny way. That's all I'll say. I'm not saying it's great. It certainly is not great. But because all of us, when we think of Chucky, let's be real. We think about if a doll ran at us, we would fucking boost that thing into nothing.
But I'll never forget that one convo we had where, like, if Chucky was real, I'd kick him up. But I was like, what if he was, like, Super Saiyan God and you ran after him, he grabbed you by the throat, you're like...
Yeah, dude. But, no, it's worth an attempt.
Yeah.
One other one that I just started watching, it's an Amazon show, is called The Wheel of Time. I recommend that one. The first episode's a little slow.
Yeah.
It's a little slow until the end. The end is there's a dope ass battle scene between. It's basically think like.
Man, you have been watching a lot of shows instead of playing Halo, huh?
I haven't been playing Halo like these last few days a lot, and then you told me you beat it and I was over it. No, but I have been watching.
Too late,
I've been
bruh.
watching a few good shows.
I'm part of the 0.25%, by the way.
Yeah, Wheel of Time or Wheels of Time, or I think it's called Wheel of Time. It's like a sci-fi show. It's based in older times. Interesting, but you have to make it through the first episode and then want to watch the second, and then it picks up.
Yeah.
And then Creep Show, and then Chucky, or my 2021 shows, I would say. So far, Creep Show was made back in 2018, but I guess there's a new season that came out this year.
Yeah. Cowboy Bebop. The new series, the live action series.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. It's worth it.
I just finished rewatching the anime, so I'm about to.
You told me that's what got you.
I'm about to. Yeah, I watched the first episode of the new season or the new.
Go?
Yeah, I'm about to go back and watch it. So we'll see. But got a classic here. I got some would you rather's.
Okay.
Would you rather? Would you rather? Would you rather have good vision, like meaning you could see everything around you, but it's PlayStation 1, Nintendo 64 style graphics where everything's really cubed and shaped and really shitty textured? Or would you rather have 4K vision, but you can't see anything more than 3 inches from your face?
I'd rather go the other one.
Yeah.
Vision, yeah. At least I can see a little ahead. At least the map display's been worked out a little bit. What about you?
Yeah, I do the same thing. Yeah, most definitely. Alright. So would you rather encounter Dexter or Heisenberg in their prime, like the prime of the villain, so like getting killed by them?
Heisenberg, because he probably made me more money.
But you still die.
It's okay.
That's okay.
It's okay. What about you? Dexter's gonna do it quick unless you were.
Yeah, I think I do Dexter because he'd just be like, yeah.
Yeah, but Heisenberg's gonna like burn you alive. And fuck you.
These chemicals.
Yeah, chemicals that burn you. You're gonna look like fucking what's his face? The Mexico dude, the Mexican dude, or he comes out and he's half skeleton.
Oh, Gustavo.
Gustavo. Yeah, Gustavo.
All right. This one specifically I made for you, bro.
I don't believe it.
So be transferred from this reality, this dimension, to where everyone can create equal measure of music, or you
Like,
get
what do you mean equal measure? Like everybody's the same caliber?
yeah.
Okay.
Or you get transferred to a place where there's no music, but there's no way of retaining your current your current level of making music. And you can't, by the way, I wrote down underlined so you don't try to cheat your way out of this, you can't get that back.
So, Han, read it again to me.
A dimension you get transferred to where you're equal,
With everybody that makes music.
or you get transferred to another dimension where no music at all, and you can't retain any. There's no music in this dimension, even if you remember.
What's the benefit if there's no music, though?
I don't
There's
know.
none.
No.
That's a hard one. You either go to a dimension where there's no music at all, or you go to a dimension where everybody's equal.
It's like going to a dimension where you have the same food every day, or going to a dimension where you have the
say
same
this.
car every day, or
I'll say this. I would much
same
rather
game.
go to the dimension to where there is no music at all. Because there's potential that someone still might create it. And the other dimension where everybody's the same sounds boring to me. To be honest. Because let me ask you, if you were to go skating every day, right? If there was a dimension where there's no skating, video game talent, or anything like that. It's none of the stuff you like.
doesn't exist.
But in your dimension, there's all of that. Everybody does it, but they're all the same. And it's like that every day from when you're 10 until you're 100. And then your kids have that same experience with everything all the time.
That's easy, bro. I would go to the one with no skateboarding, and I would be the first one to create skateboarding and be the... The reason I say that is because back in the day, you and Will would always be like, we do this and we do
you say that because that was my whole point, was even if it wasn't you who did it, wouldn't it be much more exciting to first see that skater than that time when everybody was the same and it never grew or never became anything? It's just always the same.
Yeah.
Over hundreds of thousands of years. The difference is there is no music on this world. Somebody one day might drop a pot and go, that made a beat. Or like you said, one day somebody might pick up a board. It may be me, or so I would go with the world with none, because who knows, you're not the first one.
Yeah, and
to get poetic,
you retain that knowledge, so you'd be the
never
one.
Know. You could see,
you would be the one to recognize it.
You see a banana leaf and you're like, I can kickflip that. You never know.
But
what's a kickflip?
But
it a Ben flip.
Oh my god, banana flip. If you guys have made it this far, thank you so much. You guys rock. Hope you guys are doing great. Make sure to let us know in the comments anything you want us to react to or talk about or do anything about. We do a lot of Shnerd Bites. This is our podcast. We talk about everything on this, but on the Shnerd Bites we do a lot of more more concentrated, I guess, more little.
Yeah, they're more definitely what is that called? Compressed versions of these episodes.
Exactly.
And more specifically
focused on what we're talking about. Yeah, exactly.
To where these are more random.
Yeah. So thank you so much for being here. If you made it this far, make sure check out the description. This full Cultcanon got a lot of shit going on. Always doing some crazy ass shit. Verbal graffiti on the Mr. Octopus Chameleon dude that could adapt to his whole environment.
Dr. Octo Octavius, bro.
It's modern Ock.
Yeah, it's modern Ock. It's the one that's hella PC.
Oh my god.
He's all the abbreviations.
No microaggressions.
No microaggressions.
Eat.
Did you just say pizza boy? Are you referring to a woman couldn't do this job?
You get inked. Ink.
No, I'm just talking about Butter's underwear in your pee.
But
South Park.
Yeah. You guys be safe. Happy holidays. You know what I mean? Be careful if you guys are doing shopping and all that stuff. Just be careful in general, the weather, New Year's. You guys be safe. Shnerdcast. Ow.